Let's do it for Miami Dolphins.
The pressure, he's in trouble. Loses the football. Touchdown! Got it!
You have got to be kidding me.
Jalen Waddle. It's a Dolphin touchdown.
Throwing deep upfield on the near side, man open, touchdown! Looking deep, he's got a man, touchdown!
The run from Tua Tagovailoa.
Touchdown!
He's going deep! He's got it over the touchdown! Touchdown!
Tagovailoa trying to make up for it. Fire to the end zone. Touchdown!
Beautiful day to be a Dolphin fan. 1, 2, 3, let's go!
What is good, Fin Nation? What's good? It's your boy Reason, and we are back here for yet another one. Shout out to the homie Hooked Up Joe in the comments for thinking it's still Monday. Welcome to Tuesday, my friend. Welcome. Secondly, shout out to each and every one of you watching live. Shout out to all of y'all. We officially passed 11K yesterday, so appreciate all y'all. Thank you very much. Listen, when we started this channel, we thought 10K was out of the realm of possibility, and here we are. Let's get trotting towards 20K, and let's do it organically. We don't need to buy subs, Twitter followers, or bots to help us make us look like we're relevant in the community because our takes, opinions, and football knowledge isn't good enough. We're the exact opposite. It's all organic over here, built from the ground up. You already know what time it is, and I thank each and every one of you for being a part of this journey. Hammer knows what time it is. So thank all of y'all. I can't thank all of y'all enough. And man, we could do a big giveaway. We can get to 15K. We'll do another big giveaway. And then 20K will blow the doors off. But 15K, if everything goes well, we should hit that during the season so we can give away some tickets during the season. So shout out to each and every one of y'all for coming through, for showing your support, for liking, sharing, watching the content. I love all of y'all. All the Patreons, all the channel members. I got something coming special for all of you guys that's going to be on every show just to show my further appreciation. But all of you who donate or who go that extra step, I appreciate all of you endlessly and tremendously, and everyone I do. But all of you that are willing to go that extra mile, and you appreciate the content so much to the point where and you understand the hard work that goes into a lot of it, and you go that extra mile and you donate. I thank you, because I'm not like some of these other clowns up here. I'm not asking for donations every 2 minutes, and just begging for you guys to reach into your wallets. In fact, the only time I really actually do openly ask for donations is if I've done a big board video, or I've done a video that I know 99.9% of the people out here don't have the effort or the knowledge to actually make that kind of video, and then I get demonetized for it. That's the only time you'll ever hear me really ask for donations. And so all of you that think highly enough of me and the content I create, I appreciate you. All of you who think highly enough to tell me about people in your life and say you watch the show and wear it like a badge of honor. Same thing. So I love all of y'all. Thank you for continuing to support. And, I know other people say this, but as you can look around, go look from episode 1, go every 50 episodes to where we're at right now. You can see the growth. We will continue to grow here, and we will continue to bring you the best Dolphins content available on the World Wide Web. So thank you so much. Now, with that said, I continue to step the meme game up. Yesterday, obviously, the conversation was Deshon, Elliott. what he said about Tua. If I get demonetized here, we're taking it on the chin because this is just too good, because I know YouTube's got its algorithms where it listens for, audio too. So let's find out. But if you didn't see it, I present to you Deshon Elliott versus Dolphins Twitter, or as I like to call it, Full Metal Deshon Elliott. Enjoy.
I am Gunnery Sergeant Hartman, your senior drill instructor. From now on, you will speak only when spoken to. And the first and last words out of your filthy sewers will be, sir. Do you maggots understand that?
Sir, yes, sir.
Bullshit, I can't hear you. Sound off like you got a pair.
Sir, yes, sir.
Who said that? Who the fuck said that? Who's the slimy little communist shit twinkle-toed cocksucker down here who just signed his own death warrant? Nobody, huh? The very fucking godmother said it. I'm fucking standing. I will PT you all until you fucking die. I'll PT you until your assholes are sucking buttermilk. Was it you scroungy little fuck, huh?
Sir, no, sir.
You little piece of shit, you look like a fucking worm. I bet it was you.
Sir, no, sir.
Sir, I said it, sir.
Well, no shit. What have we got here? A fucking comedian, private joker. I admire your honesty. Hell, I like you. You can come over to my house and fuck my sister. You little scumbag. I got your name. I got your ass. You will not laugh. You will not cry. You will learn by the numbers. I will teach you. Now get up. Get on your feet. You had best unfuck yourself, or I will unscrew your head and shut down your neck.
Sir, yes, sir.
Private Joker, why did you join my beloved corps?
Sir, to kill, sir.
So you're a killer.
Sir, yes, sir.
Let me see your war face.
Sir.
You got a war face? Ah! That's a war face. Now let me see your war face.
Ah!
Bullshit. You didn't convince me. Let me see your real war face.
Ah!
You don't scare me. Work on it.
Sir, yes, sir.
I'm just saying, does that not fit the scenario or what, man? Shout out to Gunnery Sergeant Hartman. Man, one of my favorite war movies, Full Metal Jacket. The first 45 minutes of that movie are absolute cinema. Absolute fantastic. And I'm telling you, man, if you've never seen that movie, I see Rome hasn't, you need to go watch that tonight. Listen, that's how Dolphins Twitter is. Deshon Elliott learned real quick. Now, again, I'm going to reaffirm my stance, not in the belief of cutting the guy or releasing the guy, but why did that come up? Because, listen, whether Tua or not, you need to make him self-aware. And if that means you got to pause, ride the hell out of him in training camp and OTAs, and you just got to work him to the bone to make him self-aware, because it's not just about Tua. There's going to be cameras in his face. There's going to be, there's going to be mics in his face. If you're that lackadaisical on social media, how can I trust you to be self-aware if we're in the middle of a losing streak? Or if I had to trade a player away on the defense? How can I trust you to be self-aware in even those scenarios? We don't even got to stick to Tua. So, that's why we're talking about PT. And the other thing, too, is if anyone knows Deshon Elliott, his nickname in Baltimore was Joker. So when he called him Private Joker, it just fit too perfectly. So, and for all of you who are fans of the movie or have never seen that movie, that whole scene is actually improvised by the actor who plays the gunnery sergeant there, because he was actually, it's fantastic. Like, you only saw a portion of it. Go watch that first 45 minutes, bro. When that man sings Happy Birthday to Jesus, it's so hilarious. And then he gets in Joker's face about whether he believes in the Virgin Mary. Oh my God, it's classic. So go check that out if you hadn't. But listen, I don't believe in cutting Deshon Elliott, but I do believe that a message needs to be sent just to be self-aware, not about the quarterback, right? Because Tua's dealt with a lot worse noise than that, all right? Vince Beagle already did that. We already been down that path before. And they brought Vince Beagle back after he did it. Tua been with a lot more noise from a lot more people in that organization who matter a lot more than Deshon Elliott, and he's got through that, and he delivered the way he delivered last year when he was healthy. So, you know, I'm not worried about Deshon Elliott and Tua Tagovailoa's feelings. I'm worried about Deshon Elliott's self-awareness in the media. That's what I'm worried about. I would have reacted the same if buried Brandon. I don't get what you mean there, Knight. Let me see if you corrected yourself. I would have reacted the same. And shout out to being a member of the Pro Bowl for 9 months. I hope you. What did you? I don't know what you mean. I would have reacted the same if buried Brandon. I don't know what you mean, brother. I'm waiting for Knight to. Oh, I would have reacted the same if he was trying to replace Brandon Jones. I gotcha. Shout out to Rhino Sith. Congrats on 11K. So proud of you, bro. Hi, Pyro. Oh, man. You know what, man? Listen, Rhino, one of the day ones, God of the Mod Squad. You know, things are always better and smoother in this community when Rhino's around. You know? And, you know, it's just the community's better off when someone like that's around. So that's why he's the only managing moderator. He's the first ever managing moderator in this community, let alone the first ever on this channel and the only on this channel. And no one made anyone a managing moderator until Rhino Sith got. Look at, man, I even give Rhino Sith a first. So shout out to Rhino Sith. I appreciate the donation, homie. Rhino, man, the man, he's like, you know, he's like Robin Hood out here, always giving away. People need to donate to Rhino. He's always giving away memberships to everyone and stuff like that. So Rhino always truly trying to make the community a better place. One of the few out here who actually lives by that. So shout out to Rhino. Anyways, yeah. So Deshon Elliott, listen, whatever. Move on from it. It was funny. I saw people like taking that personally, whatever. Say like, listen, I was just having fun with it. Like at the end of the day, I don't think the guy should be cut. You know, I don't think he should be cut because, trust me. Do you think Tua's walking in there and saying cutting him? No. So, anyways, just we need some self-awareness. That's all that I'm worried about. If we get into lose a couple games or we trade a player he likes, what are we gonna? And a mic gets put in front of his face. Can we not trust the guy? That's where I'm at. So, anyways, yeah. Hope you enjoyed that little piece. You know, we always try to lighten the mood over here. And hey, we always, whenever we drop memes on this side, they're always quality, man. All the way back to Richmond. If you haven't checked out that short we put together, Richmond Webb made his first official short debut on Phinside The NFL. It was his reaction to the spot throwing narrative, the nonsensical spot throwing narrative. So go check that short out. Remember, tomorrow on Wednesday, there will be no episode of The Finish Line as Richmond Webb is currently, he's going to be going, hold on. Is there, ball game, did I get my dates mixed up? I think I got my dates mixed up. Ball game, I got my dates mixed up, didn't I? Ball game's in the, man, he said 4:05. Didn't he? Man, did I get my dates mixed up? Bro, I got my dates mixed up. There will be an episode of The Finish Line next week. Man, I thought he meant this week. Richmond gives me such a head up. April 5th, there won't be an episode. So I'll be live tomorrow with Richmond and Ball Game. Oops. I already announced this. I'll be live tomorrow with Ball Game and Richmond. Then on Thursday, me and Neil will be back. And then this weekend, we will be dropping the tight end big board. So, and then next week I will do tackle big board. And I will try to highlight right tackle. All right. So, yeah, I know hooked up. I mentioned you at the beginning, and now that I'm out here in space, huh? Don't worry, you're not alone. And that's karma I get. It's all good. I can take it on the chin. Pause. So, yeah, smash that like button. Let's keep going. 11K. Let's not stop there. 11K. Let's get to 15. Let's get to 20. I want to do another giveaway at 15K. It should land sometime in the middle of the season, so hopefully I can give away some tickets, a ticket or two to the game. So shout out to all of y'all for coming through. All right, let's hit 13K just because, Marino, right? Marino's my guy. Like, Dan Marino, Mario Lemieux, those are my idols growing up right there. So let's get it. Where the... No. Y'all got saved by the bell. I believe the pitties are over there. We could have put the pitties on. But we won't. Guys, Mike McDaniel last night after we went live, David Furones and Joe Shad basically got to the brunt of it. Let's get into this. Mike McDaniel on if the Dolphins are out of Lamar Jackson sweepstakes and starting Tua. And I quote, absolutely. Man, I wish he would have said abso-effing-lutely, all right? Well, I guess I could swear now after the video we played earlier. But in Phoenix, Dolphins coach Mike McDaniel said the organization is not pursuing any other quarterback, including Lamar Jackson, and wants Tua Tagovailoa as a starter in 2023. Absolutely, McDaniel said in a conversation with the Palm Beach Post and Sun Sentinel at the NFL owners' meetings on Monday. That's why you pick up a fifth-year option. That's how you do it. That's why you pick up the option as soon as you know you're going to. So as opposed to speaking, having an action to speak, to really squash any of that unnecessary direction or chatter. On Monday, Jackson revealed that he requested a trade from Baltimore on March 2nd, as he and the organization have been unable to reach an agreement on a long-term contract. That's a very good player, McDaniel said. That's all I know about him. Jackson, 26, is a two-time Pro Bowler and was a first-team All-Pro in 2019. He is a native of Pompano Beach and played at Boynton Beach High School. Tagovailoa, 25, led the NFL in passer rating last season, his first with McDaniel. Recently, the Dolphins moved well ahead of a deadline to pick up Tua's $23.1 million contract. Jackson's an electric player, but he had injuries in recent seasons like Tua. In fact, Jackson missed 10 of 34 possible starts in each of the last two regular seasons. And if you didn't see this quote by Mike McDaniel, getting to the playoffs is cool. Over that, we want to win. Love it. Meanwhile, Tua has missed 9 of 34 possible starts in those same two seasons. With Tua, the biggest concern is obviously that he had at least 2 concussions last season. To combat that, Tua has been working to strengthen his neck and also learning how to fall directly through jiu-jitsu training. Tagovailoa does have some mobility, so the question becomes, how much does McDaniel want Tua to run or not run? Oh, it's always imperfect, McDaniel said. I think it has to be something that has to be spoken. It has to be viewed continually coached through the risk and reward avenue. There's certain times where it's, why are we risking this? Now, for me to take a competitor like Tua and derive parameters on a got to have it, fourth down, fourth quarter, game winner stuff, that's going to be hard. I'll still coach it, but the bottom line is you have to be aware of what you're not able to do, which Tua learned firsthand. You're not able to do anything routine if you're not available. So being able to continue to learn from that and talk through it and utilizing things from around the league as well to, just get him as many reps that at speaking through, okay, that's the competitive timeline of a play. And when is the best time to submit? Tua is one of the fastest learners I've ever been around in life. So I'm excited to see what that produces and where we're able to help him help himself. So this was not from Mike McDaniel's media availability, all right, from the day. This was later that night on that day between him, David Furones, and Joe Shad. This conversation happened. And even Barry Jackson tweeted out about it. And you said, like, one of the fastest learners. So all these people who say he can't process defense. And he's told everyone, he's mentioned multiple times how fast Tua processes defenses. And we've tried to tell you, you see it on tape. But you guys keep listening to people that don't know what they're talking about, that have never played the position, studied the position. Hell, never even played the game at a high level or really studied the game at a high level. So, and then you got what we tell all of you reaffirmed continuously by people that are around him daily. He's just got to stay healthy. But that deads all the Lamar Jackson. It's over. And I told all of you guys this months ago, and this is not I'm a right thing. This is not an I'm a right thing. This is not I'm right. But did I not tell you guys months ago, this is over? It's not, I told you. There are going to be panels, there are going to be spaces, there's going to be articles. Don't waste your time. It's not happening. I told you guys this months ago. And even before the season started last offseason, when I was the first one on Lamar to Miami, when people were still talking about Watson to Miami, and I was telling you Watson to Miami is done, you now have to start focusing on Lamar to Miami if anything goes sideways with Tua. Concussions happen, and how did it play out? So again, just because of how much I know of this situation, from what I've told and the people that I know in this situation. See, I'm not one of these people out here. When I speak I rarely speak in certainties and absolutes unless I'm truly confident of either what I know or what I'm being told and where it's being coming from. That's why you see all these idiots trying to pop up with sources now, trying to speak in absolutes, and how many of them are wrong. But yet, whenever I speak in absolutes, I'm right. Told y'all the weekend, right before McDaniel's contract was going to be signed, I told you when it was going to be done by. Boom, it got done. Told y'all about the Fangio stuff over a year ago, and that Boyer was basically on borrowed time. Boom, here we go. Xavier Howard, the injury while he was, right? I told all of y'all I knew an injury was coming down the pipeline. If you don't get paid, what happened? Injury, didn't get paid, money got worked out. So I only speak in absolutes when I know for certain, when it's concrete. That's why when you read my Patreon, when you read my channel member, or you hear me tell you guys stuff, I will relay things to you, but not everything I will stick my flag in and be 110% absolute on. And the things that I am always come to fruition. And Lamar, I told y'all months ago, don't waste your time. And now the coach told the media in front of everyone, we activated earlier to really, he politely said, so we didn't have to do the song and dance with the South Florida media and the media in general. Then, when he has the South Florida media after that open meeting, what does he say? Absolutely, we're moving forward with Tua and not pursuing Lamar Jackson. How many times? So they've asked him so many different ways to the point where finally David Furones and Joey Shad just straight up name dropped Lamar and got the absolutely, it's over. We're not pursuing him. And they never even mentioned, they mentioned they did pursue Deshon Watson. Look at Arthur Blank. Now listen, do I think owners are at play to stop guaranteed money? 110%. But did you see what Arthur Blank said about why they pursue Deshon Watson as opposed to why they're not pursuing Lamar Jackson? It's the same reason why I keep telling all y'all, Tua not going to break the bank. Even if he has a healthy season this year, look at Teron Armstead. We all thought he was going to make over $20 million and he didn't break the bank like that. Tua, same thing. He's not going to break the bank. Like he's going to get over $40 million, but he's not going to get like Burrow or Mahomes type of money. And that's because of durability concerns. Even Herbert is probably going to get more money because of durability. He's not going to break the bank. They're just trying to maximize what they can get with the durability concerns weighed in. Like, he's going to have serious incentives put in. Even if he has a fully healthy year and we go into a deep playoff run and he's healthy, there'll still be incentives built in because, right, you're going to take the 3 years against the one in terms of durability. You're still going to try and protect yourself. But anyways, Arthur Blank said games matter. And he said the reason they pursued Deshon Watson, and it's what I kept telling everyone, Lamar Jackson's shelf life. And Arthur Blank basically said he's already missed games in the style of game he plays. So not only do I think they're cock-blocking him on the guaranteed money because they don't want that, But I also think he's the worst guy to be going out and asking. They need Mahomes to be going out. They need Hurts to stay healthy and go out and get guaranteed money. They need Joe Burrow, Herbert to get the guaranteed money. Lamar Jackson is not the face to get. People keep talking about MVP. How many years ago? Why do we keep talking about 2019 like it matters in 2023? Stop. It's the same reason why Dolphin fans said when Tua Tagovailoa gets drafted, we don't want to hear nothing about the Alabama footage now. It's about what he does from here on out. It's the same it's the same reason why the Tua haters try to crap on the Tua believers, because even the believers like to throw when they bring up the national championship throw. Oh, that was how many years ago? Well, the same thing applies to Lamar Jackson. He hasn't played near that level. And you don't think NFL teams see that? If a guy on YouTube, just because he's smarter than all these other jabronis who try to tell you they're smart, if I see it and I'm just a guy on YouTube, what do you think people in the NFL who are paid millions of dollars see? They have the same exact concern. He's not the poster boy. You would need Mahomes or Burrow, someone who's played at a high level over the last couple of years, and even with Burrow's ACL injury, he's played multiple successful seasons with deep playoff runs since, so no one's concerned about the ACL anymore. That's the issue. Lamar Jackson is not, and I don't think Deshon Watson was the poster boy, but the Cleveland Browns are going to Cleveland Brown. And let's be honest, the Cleveland Brown would do the same thing with Lamar right now. They'd throw the guaranteed money at him. I could pretty much guarantee you they would. Listen, and I think Lamar Jackson has done, I'll tell you this much. I agree Lamar Jackson has done more to earn the guaranteed money than Deshaun Watson has. But they're looking at shelf life, games missed, and on top of that, owners don't want to go down that road of all this guaranteed money. So it's a formula, it's a mixture of all those things. It's not one thing, it's a mixture. Now, the guaranteed money is probably the large portion, but don't think the games played aren't. So, because even the Washington Commanders have come out and said they're sticking with Sam Howell and they're not pursuing Lamar Jackson. I don't know. It's going to be who has the balls to pull it. Right? I think the Colts, like I said, I heard Irsay, his plane, was at the airport last weekend and, he was at the facility. So, we'll see how that works out. But it's over. Stop wasting all of our time. The title of this show is, mainly, it's a play on how these clowns, Lamar Jackson's coming to Miami Dolphins, blah, 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 blah. But I gave you a truthful play on mine. This is a truthful rub back, right? They've been doing the clickbait. That ain't clickbait. That's the truth. And it's the opposite of what these clickbait titles have been. Always ending up on with these people in this fan base always want to put the cart before the horse. And it's okay to do that if you understand the game, if you understand how the regime operates, how the coaching staff operates. And all these people don't even have a grasp of that. And they let their emotions, because they don't have the football knowledge, they allow their emotions to put the cart before the horse consistently, and they consistently wind up with egg on the face. Because get ready for it. Here's the next one. Mike White's going to win the comp. Mike White's going to beat Tua out as a starter. That's the next one coming. We've already heard Rosen, right? We've already heard Jacoby Brissett. We've already heard Teddy Bridgewater. We've already heard Skylar Thompson. That's the desperate depths these guys will go to. Right? Any quarterback that's been available for trade is going to be a Dolphin and replace Tua, so add them to the list. Buddy, these guys, what are we getting to? These guys keep throwing. We're at like a half dozen names already. These guys keep throwing shit at the wall, hoping it sticks. Well, maybe you'll be right by the 50th time. You know, I will. You know what? A part of me just wants Tua to get. Well, obviously, I want Tua to ball out because, you know, I'm a Dolphin fan. I want Tua to ball out, and I want us to win a goddamn Super Bowl. But a little portion of me, I ain't gonna lie, a little portion of me wants that Super Bowl to come this year or an AFC Championship to come this year, just so that extension comes down the pipeline. And I hope they give them 5 years because I want to see that. Whoo! Some people just want to sit back and watch the world burn. Man, these guys will have gone from Tua's going to be replaced by all those names I mentioned every year to it's going to turn into a 10 because we're already heading into year 4. And they've already activated the 5th-year option. If they extend it for another 5, this will turn into a 10-year endeavor. And I'm going to be on this channel for all 10 of... Well, even if Tua's gone. But especially if Tua is here, over all 10 of those 15 years, I'm going to be right here in your face, letting you know what time it is, reminding you over and over again, baby. Oh, my God. Oh, part of me just wants that. Oh. But I'm going to be here no matter who our quarterback is. No matter who our quarterback is, I'm going to be here. You can bet your ass that. Don't got to be Tua. Whoever our quarterback is, I'm going to be right here cheering them on and delivering the news to you. And listen. There's only one quarterback who's ever donned that jersey, and you can make the argument for 2 that are on the level of the logo. And that's 13 and 12. That's not number 1. 1 hasn't earned that status. All right? 99, 54, they've earned those status. All right? 34 was on his way to earning that status. All right? Zonks earned that status. Mercury Morris earned that status. You know, there's guys who have earned that status. Uno ain't earned that status. Richmond Webb, 78, he earned that status. Uno ain't earned that status. So he's not on the level of the logo. Right? Not on the level of the logo. And let's be honest. I've kept it real with Tua the whole way. I didn't label him a franchise quarterback till we saw his ceiling this year. Up until that point, I was saying, man, he's shown flashes that, you know, he could be a franchise quarterback if you surround him with a competent staff, competent offensive line, and some weapons. They did most of that, and he gave you top 3 numbers. So I don't know, you know. Raphael, non-Ninja Turtle. Reason why TD lies so much to the fan base. I mean, hey, I think when it comes to Tua, a lot of that is agenda based, man. A lot of that is agenda based with Tua, right? Feelings get put over facts a lot. And, you know, you can tell how many people actually watch my film breakdowns, you know, even people who don't like me. You know, I've heard people who don't like me say straight up, you know, well, you know, Reason never declared him a franchise quarterback till, you know, we started seeing his ceiling a little bit there. You know what I mean? So, hey, it is what it is, man. You know, a lot of these people are more worried about being right than being properly educated so they can educate y'all. Right? So, that's just what it is. A lot of these people, they put their ego over all of y'all. And it is what it is, man. So, like, I'm flat out, I will tell you how smart I think I am. I got no problem telling you how smart I think I am. It ain't, when it comes to this football issue, I got no problem telling you that. And I also got no problem telling you I'm not the smartest and naming off people who are smarter than me. Done that plenty of times before. right? But there's people out there that they just will not allow the perception to be out there that they're not the smartest person in the room, when it's clearly evident when you watch the film breakdowns, when you listen to them talk about nuances, try and attempt to talk about nuances of the game. And you know, I've said it before, people tell on themselves without telling on themselves. If you know what you're talking about, if you know what you're watching, if you know what to look for, then you know what to listen for. That's it. That's what it is. So, and there's a lot of people like that, as I see on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. This is a blanket statement. All right. This is a very blanket statement because there's a lot of them. And this is one of those statements where if the shoe fits, wear it, because it is a blanket statement. So if you hear that and the shoe fits and you get offended, that's because you're wearing it. So let me get that straight too. So, anyways, that's what that is. Back to the regularly scheduled programming. McVay spoke about Ramsey, and we also got some contract news and updates. We got some news and we got some updates here on the Miami Dolphins. So, you know, everyone's wondering those numbers about AVG and everything. Well, they came through. So, here is that. Los Angeles Rams coach Sean McVay said Tuesday that Dolphins cornerback Jalen Ramsey will fit in well in coordinator Vic Fangio's defense. I know Mike McDaniel is really excited about being able to add him, McVay told several reporters at the NFL owners meetings in Phoenix on Tuesday. And even Coach Fangio. I talked to Coach Fangio about him, and there will be some comfort and familiarity with a lot of the different things Coach Fangio will ask him to do. I have no doubt he's going to shine real bright in Miami. Ramsey said that McDaniel told him that he will be the best coach that Ramsey has ever played for. It was said somewhat in jest because McDaniel and McVay are friends. It's funny, McVay said. When I talked to Jalen after he had spoke with Mike, Jalen said Mike told him that he'll be the best head coach he ever played for. I said he might be that, but he will definitely be the weirdest. Mike is the best. Mike and I were spending some time Monday. I think they will vibe really well. You talk about two guys that are refreshingly secure in who they are. Both got a swagger and confidence and a passion for this game. I know Jalen is excited. Detroit coach Dan Campbell on Sean Elliott. I don't think he mentioned he was self-aware, but he did say that in what the Dolphins are getting in Deshon Elliott, said, listen, Deshon, what a stud. He's another one of those guys who came in and just worked his rear off. Active, snap to the whistle. I assume that's what they meant. Snap to the whistle. Hard-hitting, aggressive, and he was a good teammate, man. And look, he had some bumps in the road early, and they came out of it. And he was a really good player for us. He was cooking, and he really kind of kept us together in the back end last year. So we'll miss him. I wish him all the best of luck. I mean, they did get Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, so how much are you going to miss him? Now, AVG. It's a 1-year Dolphins deal. Will pay him $1.5 million base salary in 2023 and a $750,000 signing bonus. It's all guaranteed, and the cap hit is $2.65 million. The Dolphins' other backup veteran outside linebacker Malik Reed got a 1-year, $1.1 million deal with a $100,000 signing bonus. Of the $1.1 million base salary, $650,000 is guaranteed. New tight end Eric Saubert got a 1-year, $1.1 million deal with a $350,000 signing bonus. Of the $1.1 million base salary, $500,000 is guaranteed. The cap hit is $1.7 million. Per a source, the Dolphins have not discussed restructuring the contracts of defensive lineman Emmanuel Ogbah or linebacker Jerome Baker to create more cap space. To this point, that's not an avenue they wish they pursue, though that could always change. We're going to talk about that in a second. That's big. The Dolphins appear open to considering contract extensions for defensive lineman Zach Seiler and center Connor Williams, who both have one season remaining on their deals, but nothing substantive has happened to this point. Those discussions could happen later. The Dolphins have $2.1 million in cap space, according to OverTheCap.com. Another $13.6 million in cap space becomes available on June 1st when Byron Jones' contract comes off the board. So, this is big here. Per source, the Dolphins have not discussed restructuring the contracts of defensive lineman Emmanuel Ogbah or Jerome Baker to create more cap space. To this point, that's an avenue that's not an avenue they wish to pursue, though that could change. Okay, why is that big? So, the reason why that is big is because that tells you they're not willing to commit to any one of those guys beyond this year, because if you restructure their deals, they're locked in for next year. So that adds credence to the rumblings we've been hearing about Jerome Baker, right? And it seems to me Jerome Baker, God bless him, he's on another, with a new staff, he's on another prove it deal. I mean, he's on a prove it year in his contract. So that's why that matters. That is why that matters. So, Jerome Baker, hey, Emmanuel Ogbah, we kind of figured, given the cap hits that they have, we kind of figured that was going to be a discussion. But what it also tells you too, guys, those are very easy avenues. Those are very easy avenues to start clearing cap. But again, it seems to me like that it seems to me that they're waiting around. This just further screams they're telling everyone to hold tight on the tackle market, and they want to see how the draft plays out. And if they want to see how the draft plays out, again, what does that go back to? The vibe I've been getting and the reports that I've been, hearing privately, that offensive line is a real possibility here. A real possibility. So, are they going to go tackle? If they're going to take a Matthew Bergeron or a Blake Freeland, two names I hear they like a lot, those are guys you're going to probably have to target at 51. So we'll see how that plays out. Just interesting that they got no intention. And a question I asked David Fronas was, okay, if they're not clearing the cap to make a move, are they just waiting to talk a Connor Williams or a Christian Wilkins extension when that money clears up? And the word that Joe Shad gave tonight was that, asked here in Arizona if there's progress on a Christian Wilkins extension, Dolphins coach Mike McDaniel said yes. McDaniel added, there are constant conversations, and it is a Miami priority. So, some good news. Man, I'm telling you, if that's $16, $17, $18 million, lock that in. Don't wait around. If this guy's out for $16, $17, $18 million a year, lock it in. Stop waiting around. Right? Go lock that down. It's just, man, if he's asking for Deshon Payne money, that's why there's been progress. Progress could be, hey, we know what they're asking. So let's hope there actually is progress and we're somewhat close in the numbers, because we haven't heard about anything being close in numbers. Now, that leads me to believe they can't be vastly off, because when you are vastly off on numbers, that's when things start getting ugly and things start getting leaked. Either your agent or the team tries to spin it on the other person. So let's hope everything works out here. Man, I'm going to tell you this right now. Like, I'll even go $19 million. Right? Go get, 4 years, $76 million. Right? Maybe guarantee 55 of it. Guarantee 60 of it. I think he's worth, it's a bad look we got Ogba's contract on there, because that money should be Wilkins' cap hit. That should be Wilkins' cap hit, is Ogba's cap hit, based on the Bradley Chubb move. So, listen, I know schematically paying interior defensive linemen in this scheme isn't a priority, but Christian Wilkins is a guy I hope they keep around. Love that player. The thing I admire and really adore about Christian Wilkins the most is the work at how he's gotten better every year, right? He's gotten better every year. Every year he's put the work in and he's gotten better. So, and he's worked his ass off to live up to that draft status. And on top of that, he seems like a really, really good person. So, let's hope that all works out. So, like Joe Shad said, there's been progress. Hopefully it's all positive, and hopefully something is going down. So, and hey, constant conversations with him, like they said, that's a good thing to have. So let's get Christian locked down, man. That's a guy, that's a heart and soul piece that it would suck to see leave this team. So lock him down and pay him. But wait on Connor, because if John Michael Schmitz falls to 51, that's a good, there is a possibility John Michael Schmitz might be on the board at 51. When you don't have a long-term deal with the guy you got in-house, who was a top 10 left guard, and you've now made a top 10 center potentially. All I hear is cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. So, food for thought. You know what I mean? You kick Connor to left guard for 1 year. See how it goes. All right. So, in case you didn't know, Omar Kelly, back with SI. He's not with I Am Athlete, it seems. And he said, Dolphins still plan to address O-line, but clearly it wasn't an off-season priority. No matter how tasty a meal was the first time around, very few people crave eating leftovers. We might tolerate eating the same meal one more go-around, but few have the palate to enjoy leftovers on back-to-back days, especially if the meal was unspectacular. It appeals to Miami Dolphins. Plan to give the fan base leftovers from the disappointing offensive line based on what the team has done and said during the first wave of free agency, adding only Dan Feeney, a veteran interior lineman who signed a 1-year deal worth $3.5 million. Feeney has been told he'll be allowed to compete for a starting position, but that potentially addresses just one of 4 glaring problems: Teron Armstead's health, the starting left guard and right tackle spot, and overall depth from the offensive line from last year. In fairness to the Dolphins, the offseason isn't over. There's still the age and likely minimum salary cap of free agents. The NFL draft next month where the Dolphins are in possession of 4 picks, 2 on the second day in the post-draft wave of free agents, players purged to make room for inexpensive rookies. That will be addressed, head coach Mike McDaniel said at this week's owner meetings in Arizona. Obviously, last season proved depth can and will be tested, but you're trying to build a line within a framework of what's the best approach in addressing all of your needs for your team. What can you manage as a coaching staff, and what do you need to outsource with additions of players that can't be coach-driven? That's the $14.2 million question. That would be the salary Miami commits to paying Austin Jackson in 2024 if he had proven he's a reliable starting caliber offensive lineman with upside. It would be irresponsible of the Dolphins to pick up that fifth-year option based on what they've seen from Jackson in the 30 starts he's made at left tackle, left guard, and right tackle the past 3 seasons. At this point, he's running out of lifelines and opportunities to prove he has a worth the 18th pick in the 2020 draft. So why is Miami continuing its investment in Jackson? And Liam Eichenberg, the former Notre Dame standout the Dolphins selected with the 42nd pick in the 2021 draft, hasn't done much better, and they give up capital, an extra third-round pick to move him and get him. Eichenberg struggled at right tackle, and left guard last season during the 26 starts he's made in the first 2 seasons. The hope is that the new offensive line coach, Butch Barry, another season's worth of experience and improved health will help Jackson, who's played in only 2 games last season before the injuries, and Eichenberg can become the players they had the potential to be. The problem is that's a huge gamble to take, considering the offensive line was a major wart on the league's 6th-ranked offense last year, and the odds of their struggles agitating Tua Tagovailoa's durability issues are high. Still, the Dolphins' decision-makers made a conscious decision to sit out the more expensive wave of free agents, the potential upgrades, and are playing the waiting game. Not even Brandon Shell, who performed admirably at the starting right tackle for 11 games last season, was re-signed. He's still available, and the door hasn't been closed on a possible return, which in my opinion would be ideal. Man, I'd sign him just anyways as an insurance. You never know. The draft might not go the way you want it to go. Talents like Donovan Smith, Jermaine Illuminor, Isaiah Wynn, Taylor Lewan, George Fant, Dalton Reisner, and Jawan James are still unsigned. But at this moment, the Dolphins seemingly are putting their faith in the players they've drafted and want to continue developing. There's an opportunity cost for everything, McDaniel said. You're always going to want to upgrade every position in the particular circumstance of the offensive line. Do I think in order to upgrade the position for us, the talent that we have, do you spend $12 to $20 million to do that? Is that the best way to spend your money? That would be like eating out, which the Dolphins decided against during the first wave of free agency because the franchise has leftovers in the fridge. According to McDaniel, the team's priority is to help the young players, Jackson, Eichenberg, even Robert Jones, become better. Let's just hope these leftover offensive linemen don't end up making us sick. Another thing, too, is, do you think you're going to get a better right tackle option than, I don't know, Terrence Steele or Yosh Nijman? Do you think you're going to get a better option at right tackle in the second round than those guys? Because if not, pay that second round tender and pay those guys, because they're not going to ask for $12 million. You could probably get Terrence Steele for like $8 million. You just have to give up a second round pick. If you think you're not going to get a starting caliber player at 51, that should be your move. Now, if you think you're going to get a tight end or a starting caliber tackle or maybe a starting caliber running back at 51, then okay. But whoever's at 51 better start day one. Because I know Terrence Steele can start at right tackle and be a damn good right tackle, like top 5 right tackle in football. I'm just saying. If you don't have a conviction in any of the guys that are going to be around at 51 being a day one starter, there's a day one starter right there to be had for a second round pick. See, the thing that was so attractive about the Ramsey deal is, are you going to get a third round pick in year one that's going to be a starter or as productive to the level Ramsey brings us? No. So, something to think about. It's just something to think about. And even further on those guys, back to the Palm Beach Post and what Joe Shad had another article. And this is what he said. Why Mike McDaniel wants to give Liam Eichenberg, Austin Jackson year 2 chance. Tons of potential. Mike McDaniel understands and hears the criticism and skepticism about the Dolphins' plan to give him left guard Liam Eichenberg and right tackle Austin Jackson another chance to start. But McDaniel, speaking at the NFL owners meeting this week, expressed confidence in the decision. I see those guys as having a ton of potential and it needs to be developed. And that's what coaches are for. And I know one thing about those two specific players is their worst football. The football they played last year will be the worst one. The worst football we'll see moving forward. Jackson was the first-round pick who was not flourished at left tackle or left guard or right tackle. Eichenberg is a second-round pick who has not blossomed at left tackle or right tackle or left guard. Jackson missed 15 starts at right tackle due to injury last season. Eichenberg missed 7 starts at left tackle due to injury last season. No, they are not guaranteed to start in 2023, but Mike McDaniel is convicted in one important reason he believes that will lead to vast improvement. If you talk to any offensive lineman, the major growth in their game within that system that they're playing 100% of the time is year 2. So what's the best year 2 that Austin or Liam have had thus far in their career that people are judging them on? Like year 2 of a system? The answer is it hasn't happened. McDaniel explained that in year 2 of his previous stops at Washington, Atlanta, and San Francisco, there were big jumps. Historically, the numbers go up because the linemen know more of what you're doing and can understand it biomechanically, he said. The Dolphins did sign veteran Dan Feeney to compete at left guard, and Miami will likely add another player to compete at right tackle. I will tell you that the position, specifically offensive line, we aren't done with that position group. There you go, McDaniel said. What does that mean? Are we talking about draft picks, free agents, undrafted free agents? Yeah, we'll do the best we can with the afforded opportunity, get the best products for sure. Eichenberg was a solid tackle at Notre Dame, and his mobility should be a good fit for Miami's outside zone scheme. The same can be said for Jackson, who has flashed some athleticism at right tackle. Each player has worked on technique and generating power. McDaniel used guard Laken Tomlinson of the Jets as an example of a lineman given up on too early. Tomlinson was a first-round pick of the Lions, but he was shipped to San Francisco after 2 seasons for a 5th-round pick. McDaniel said executive Martin Mayhew expressed regret for him for giving up too quickly. He started every game for like the next 4 years for us, and then he got 2 contracts after that. So he's labeled a bust. He hadn't been in the system for 2 years in a row, and then he came to us, and we invested in him and developed him, so you're trying not to make that mistake. There's going to be competition on left guard and right tackle, but Miami made a strategic opportunity cost decision not to invest big in free agency at those spots. And belief that is it's too soon to give up on Eichenberg and Jackson were a key factor. I think it would be irresponsible of us to not see it through. Hey, you're the ones playing with fire, not me. But you got to bring in legitimate competition. Dan Feeney is not legitimate competition. You're bringing in career backups and saying, let's see what they got. Bring in someone. You want to bring up a backup? Bring up a backup who's a cusp of being a starter. So he's worth starter minutes, and if they can beat him out, that shows you that they're a starter. Shout out to the 460 of you in the room. Smash that like button. Subscribe if you are new. We just passed 11K. I appreciate all of y'all. So, I don't know. And then finally, guys, just to update you guys, in case you didn't see it, the NFL, they released the off-season workout program dates, and basically, we got Phase 1, Phase 2, and Phase 3, right? Phase 1 consists of the first 2 weeks of the program with activities limited to meeting, strength, and conditioning, and physical rehabilitation only. Phase 2 consists of the next 3 weeks of the program. On-field workouts may include individual or group instruction and drills, as well as perfect play drills and plays with offensive players lining up across from offensive players and defensive players lining up across from defensive players, conducted at walk-through pace. No live contact or team offense versus team defense drills are permitted. And then Phase 3 is consisted of the next 4 weeks of the program. Teams may conduct a total of 10 days of organized team activities, or OTAs. No live contact is permitted, but 7-on-7, 9-on-7, and 11-on-11 drills are permitted. So, here we go. So, our dates for the Dolphins. Our first day is that everyone reports is April 17th. OTA off-season workouts are May 22nd, 23rd, the 25th, the 30th, 31st, June 2nd, June 5th to 6th, June 8th, and then mandatory minicamp is June 13th to 14th. So, man, it's coming up. We're a couple months away. I know we're a while away from opening kickoff, but we're not far away. We are The first day is April 17th, and OTAs, we are about a little under 2 months away. And mandatory minicamp, we are about 2.5 months away. And that will go through in a blink of an eye. And that's because people like I am here to help it go by for all of y'all. And with that, tomorrow night I'll be live with Ball Game and Richmond Webb for another episode of The Finish Line. Thursday I'll be live with Neil for Fin Too Deep. And then this weekend I'm going to drop the tight end big board. We're going to go over all the top tight ends in the draft for me. And then next week we'll go over all the top tackles in the draft for me. And then we'll go on from there. We've already done the running back big board. If you haven't checked it out, still about 450 of you in the room. Smash that like button. Subscribe if you're new. Draft season is upon us, baby. Let's go, man. We are like a month away from the draft right now. A month away. One of our favorite times of year, and like every year, we'll do that draft panel and bring you top-notch draft coverage. So, man, just great stuff, man. Great stuff coming up for all of y'all. So be sure you guys tune in tomorrow night. Be sure you guys smash that like button. Do me the favor. And again, thank you so much to each and every one of you for 11K. Blessed. Beyond blessed to be able to do this, and man, I can't wait to meet a bunch of all of y'all. And hey, we got some new merch coming on the way. So PhinsideTheNFL.com/merch. If you want to become a patron or a channel member and help support the channel even further, Patreon.com/Phinside The NFL, or become a channel member. If you'd like to donate, you can do so through the super chat. You can also do so through PayPal. All right, go check out PayPal. If you look at the bottom of the screen, that PayPal link will pop up to you, and it is paypal.me/Phinside. So appreciate all of y'all for coming through. Appreciate each and every one for supporting. Man, can you believe we're under 300 episodes away from episode 1,000? That's crazy. That is crazy. Man, that is crazy. But yeah, if you'd like to donate, PayPal.me/Phinside, Patreon.com/Phinside The NFL. Become a patron, become a channel member. Just hit join. There are different tiers and different perks. I'm going to get out of here. I will see all of y'all tomorrow night around 8:30 p.m. Eastern, 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Until the next time, hey, you already know what time it is. Fins up all day, every day, even beyond the grave in which we'll lay. I hope each and every one of you have a rest. The rest of your Tuesday night, I hope, is fantastic and full of joy, guys. They chose Tua Tagovailoa. All right? And shout out to 1017 Man for becoming a member. He upgraded membership to the Hall of Fame membership. Appreciate you, 1017. Thank you so much. Good, sir. See y'all on the next one. Fins up, baby. Take it easy, guys.